I work 2 jobs right now, and I feel like I can't even afford.
And the reason why everything is so expensive is because y'all are paying for it.
Someone explain to me why medication costs the same as front row seat Beyonce tickets.
Life's so damn high, you can't even afford to die.
I lost my health insurance coverage back in September when my subsidies went from $25 a month to $516 a month. And this was not like premium top grade insurance, right? And so I have been without. And I was hanging out with some older friends of mine last night, and they were telling me that, you really need to be on health insurance. If you get hurt, if you get sick, you will be financially ruined. And I was telling them that I had been on health insurance for the last few years. And the last several times I went to the doctors, they did not help me. I had to pay hundreds of dollars out of pocket for doctors to look me in my face and say things like, use your hands less. That was the actual medical diagnosis. When I went in, I thought I had rheumatoid arthritis in my hands at age 35. And my doctor's advice was use your hands less. I paid money for her to tell me that. And then last year, I had a stomach issue. I tried to go to the clinic, and they're like, well, because it's your stomach, you have to go to the ER in case you're pregnant. I'm like, I'm definitely not pregnant. It is a 0% chance that I am pregnant. Let me just assure you, okay, the life I live, I'm not pregnant. And they're like, sorry, I literally could not go to a clinic, which only would have cost me $120 out the door for everything that I needed. They had to refund me and make me go to the ER. So then I'm at the ER for 5.5 hours. I have to get a CT scan, which charged my insurance $15,000. I end up paying over $600 out of pocket for, at the end of this visit, for the doctor to look me in the eyeballs and shrug and say, maybe try over-the-counter antacids. So going back to my friends who are trying to get me to get the health insurance, one of them has a foot injury right now, and they made an appointment to go to the doctor on Friday. And they told me this morning they got a phone call from that doctor's office that they had the appointment with, and the office had to cancel his appointment because they don't accept his insurance. And they have very, very good insurance. But the clinic that he was going to go to, they didn't renew their contract with his provider. So now he has to hope he can get into a clinic somewhere. And oh, by the way, he can't fucking walk right now. And that's the situation with health insurance. So if you are in another country and you are wondering what's it like for American healthcare, it's a scam. It's literally a scam. It takes thousands of dollars from us every year. They charge our insurance companies insane amounts. And all the people who profit are the doctors and the shareholders. Everybody else, they get shafted. The patients get shafted. The nurses get shafted. The rest of the hospital, the support staff, the people who stock the Pyxis machines, the cafeteria workers, the janitors, they all get shafted. But not the shareholders. Because it's probably worth mentioning that healthcare in America is actually, at this point, super privatized. And that's exactly what the GOP wants. They are literally pricing us out of healthcare. Making America great means making sure millions, tens of millions of Americans cannot afford health care anymore. And just to remind you guys, we could afford it before, barely, but we could afford it. And even my very wealthy friends who have much better options. They got the retirement funds and the 401ks and the this and that and all this, smart grown-up financial stuff. And they can't get a doctor's appointment. And that's Trump's American healthcare.
How did people live in the United States afford healthcare? I used to be a full-time content creator, but I switched to a 9-to-5 job just to get my corporate health insurance because I got sick and I need to do a couple MRI. On top of that, I was also covered by my husband's company's insurance, Both my insurance are PPO, which are really great health insurance, and I just get a bill from my MRI. So this is the bill. I have 2 MRI for my brain because I'm buying something in the first MRI and then need to do the second one to ensure that the size and the location. And I also have one for my wrist. So in total, without insurance, it will cost me almost $8,000 for those 3 MRI. And even after insurance, I still need to pay around $450 each copay, and that is considered a good situation. Like, my insurance is really great. But my question is, for people who are not so lucky, how do you afford healthcare? I swear, healthcare in the United States is literally one of the most expensive I have ever experienced.
There are a lot of ways to get ripped off in Florida. I mean, a lot. But nothing makes me more upset than what they do over at Publix. Yeah, Florida's so-called favorite grocery store. Yeah, it's getting blasted by its customers because its meat prices are completely out of whack. Yeah, I mean, to buy a 1 or 2 pound steak, they're talking about $60, $70, $80, $90. And finally, the people in Florida are waking up to the fact that Publix has the largest presence of any grocery store chain in the country. They have like over 900 stores. And it seems like it's their job to do everything they can to rip off the public as much as possible. At least it seems that way, because when you compare shopping prices, when you compare going to Publix to any other grocery store, yeah, Publix is way more expensive. I mean, not by a few percentage points. I mean, it's a lot more expensive. Yes, Publix has been ripping off Florida for decades now, and they keep doing it, and they keep raising their prices. And the thing that just cracks me up, people in Florida keep going. Yeah, they keep going to Publix. So they just keep raising their prices higher and higher and higher, and who knows when it will stop. Like and follow for more.
Big Pharma strikes again as pharmaceutical companies plan to raise the prices on 350 brand medications in 2026. Now, this is up from the same time last year where pharmaceutical companies raised the price on 250 medications for 2025, but keeping it in line at a 4% increase. And this despite the Trump administration's best effort at pressuring pharmaceutical companies to lower prices. Now, it's not all bad news. They are cutting the price on 9 medications, including a 40% cut on a diabetes medication, Jardiance. I think that's how it's pronounced. Which, of course, is one of the medications that the administration did negotiate a lower price with for people on Medicare over 65. Pfizer was the company who announced the most price hikes at 80 different medications. And some of Pfizer's relatively inexpensive hospital medications are seeing a 4-fold increase in price. Dr. Benjamin Rome, who is a health policy researcher, said that the deals the administration made just are nibbles around the margin, and drug companies will make up their profits somewhere else, which is why we're seeing all these price hikes everywhere else.
If you guys live in the US, just make sure not to buy internationally right now. I'm like pretty young and I never knew about tariffs, and basically they don't tell you about the charge. So you're going to order your stuff, you're going to be all happy, you're going to have it for a while, and then about a month later, you're going to get a bill, like a mail letter from FedEx that says you have a balance due, and it's a crazy amount. I think I spent like $100 and I owed like $30 to FedEx only. So I got my package. I thought I was fine. I was like, oh, the shipping was already expensive. Since it was international, they probably charged the tariffs already. So I paid my thing. I paid super expensive international shipping, and then I got a bill from FedEx saying that I owed tariffs as well. I couldn't afford it, so I just waited like a month and then paid it, but it's kind of unexpected in my opinion. But just know it will come. Even if you don't think it will, it will.
Bills are so expensive in the United States, even for things like water. So I asked people from around the world how much they paid for water, and the results pretty much lined up with what I expected. Interestingly enough, however, I had a lot of comments saying that their bills were higher than mine. However, they would often be refuted by like 10 other comments saying, "What are you talking about? I live in the place you're mentioning, and my bill is very low." This happened mostly in Canada. And what I found even more fascinating, everyone who said that their bill was higher than mine typically was on one side of the political spectrum, and it was almost as if it was pushing an agenda. Now, I'm not claiming that I have the highest water bill in the world, and I'm not claiming that I understand how water bills work in the entire country of Canada, but I had a lot of people telling me that their water was free in the province that they lived in, or they told me that they paid quarterly or yearly, and almost always it was lower than mine. I'm finding it fascinating how almost all of the people who said that their bills were higher seem to be pushing a political narrative. I just find it a little strange.
Happy New Year, and a friendly reminder to direct all of your insuring high price complaints to Republicans and their big, beautiful bill. Already, people are starting to realize that their insurance is getting ready to double, and people like this guy is blaming the Obamas. Obama hasn't been in office for years. This is all on Republicans who not only took all subsidies away in their big, beautiful bill, but also refused to compromise and work with Democrats during the government shutdown to try to resolve this. Republicans have also been fighting the Affordable Care Act since it started, promising that they're going to come up with a better solution, and they still have nothing to show, not even a concept of a plan. Anyways, Happy New Year, and vote like your health care depends on it, because it does.
So I made a video about how grocery prices are insanely expensive. And I made sure to include that I live in California. Like, hey, a disclaimer, I know that I live in an expensive place. This is where everybody wants to attack me. The amount of people that just want to come after me because of where I live. As if this isn't a nationwide issue. These people cannot convince me that they're having an easier time affording groceries and gas and basic human necessities right now. And I don't care that you think your state is better than mine. That was not the point of the video. Why are you guys defending high costs of living? Why are you in support of things being worse than they should be? Regardless of where you live, regardless of your political affiliation, why do you support high costs of living as the norm? We're all suffering. I'm just talking about it.
Grocery prices in the States have reached the point of insanity. I just went and bought 3 items, and I want you to guess how much it cost me, okay? I bought a salad kit, and then I bought Beyond Meat, which arguably should be cheaper than real meat. I mean, it's made from plants, right? I bought a tub of cashews. The cashews alone cost me $12. $12. That's nuts. For 3 items, it cost me $24 and change. A quarter way to $100. Now, at what point is this just not tenable anymore? No one can afford this. This is becoming absolutely bonkers. I thought it was bad 4 years ago, and I thought it was bad last year. No, we've gotten to the point where I don't even know what next year is gonna look like. Okay, if a loaf of bread is $6 and a tub of nuts is $12, I don't even know where we go from here. No one can afford this. I know grocery prices have gone up all over the world. I feel like in the States, we are really feeling it right now. Am I crazy for thinking this? I mean, what do you think? What does your grocery bill look like lately? Because mine...
Prices just hit a record high of $1,000 a month. That's up 10% from just last year and up 40% since 2019. And the wildest part, no politician has any solution. Nothing.
Life's so damn high, you can't even afford to die. Have you seen the cost of caskets and funerals? Man, when I die, just throw my ass in the ocean. Fuck it.
Look at this shrimp cocktail. It is 1.5 pounds, almost a kilo. Look how much it costs. 1,000 pesos. 1,000 pesos for 1.5 pounds of hipon. Holy crap. Mahal. How much did you pay for all this food here? This is SNR. This is Costco, like SNR. How much? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
$384.
Holy crap, 20,000 pesos. And look at all of this stuff here. That is it. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
Hey, breaking news. U.S. grocery prices are at a record high. And for a family of 4, it's averaging about $1,000 for groceries. That's insane.
I don't know what makes me cry worse, our economy or this onion. The American people are being priced out of existence. I'm sorry, but there are not enough people talking about this. There are people who cannot pay their bills. There are families having to choose to feed their children over themselves because they can't afford to do both. And then there are other people trying to decide between paying for groceries or paying for a roof over their head. Where does the change happen? Because as a mom of 3 kids, family of 5, we're paying so much to just live. gas to get anywhere to and from work, school, groceries are astronomical. A mortgage and interest rates are out of the roof. Check in the comments. How are you doing? How are families doing? How are single people doing? Is there a difference between families, how we're doing, or single people, how we're doing? Frankly, I feel like everyone's struggling.
Today I'm a bad mom because I won't take my kids to the state fair. We're a family of 5. Each ticket's $20 and parking's $20. That's $120 even before we get our toe in the door. We're paying $120 just to see chickens and piggies that I can see down the road at the farm. Now, if they want to play some games, it's $1 per ticket. So if they get 60 tickets, right? $60. To throw 5 darts, it's $1 a dart, but you need to throw 15 darts to get a prize, okay? Each ride is 8 tickets, but you need a parent to go on, so that's 16 tickets, which again, it's $1 per ticket. So say if my kids wanted to go on 5 rides apiece at $8 a ticket, that's $80 per kid because an adult needs to go with them, so that's $160 right there, just for 5 rides. And we're not even getting into the food. A turkey leg, $25 for a turkey leg, $8 for a cup of soda. I told the kids that I would rather take them to Disneyland than the state fair because of how expensive it is. I asked one of my mother friends how much it cost her for her family of 4. She said she left paying $500, and that was just for dinner, the tickets to get in, the parking, and a few rides. $500 for a state fair? I said, what did you get? I was like, did you even win any prizes? She goes, no, we didn't even get to win any prizes. Don't they have the little magnet fish that everybody wins? So yeah, I'm gonna be a bad mom because I'm not gonna take my kids to the state fair because I'm not gonna throw $400, $500, $600 at some carny rides and a $25 turkey leg.
The salary you need to make today to live like your parents did 40 years ago, making $30K a year, is totally depressing. In a TikTok video, financial expert Robert Gill explained that, adjusted for inflation, please sit down and have your emotional support person on standby before proceeding, you'd have to make $162,342 to have the same purchasing power. Now, it's important to understand that inflation isn't just the prices of things going up. It's also the broader price increases across sectors, industries, and ultimately an entire country's economy in general. So it's not just that, say, housing prices are up since 1983. A dollar is actually worth less than it was previously. This is why we're all feeling the pinch, and also why our parents don't seem to get it. Boomers telling us to work harder isn't going to suddenly make our dollars worth more, which led several commenters to ask Gil the question probably on everyone's mind. Does inflation ever really go down? His response, it hasn't in the last 40 years. And this of course means that as the value of our money continues to decrease, the amount of money needed to live a stable life will continue to increase. And unless we do something, like say reining in corporate power by having reasonable corporate tax rates like the ones we had even during the beloved Reagan era, for instance, a comfortable life on a normal salary will become more and more unattainable to us average folks.
Do y'all know that the average American doesn't have any money left over, if but maybe $200 or $300 left after they get paid every 2 weeks or every month? Did y'all know that? I'm sorry, but that I literally feel like it drive me to voluntary homelessness. I would volunteer to be homeless. There's no way they'd have me out here working for anybody and I can't live life after I pay bills. Y'all can have these bills back. Take the car, take the crib. You can have it. Listen, I'm going to be homeless on the streets before I dare. Because, see, the way I'm set up, my Father which art in heaven would never have that be my portion. That's not my portion. There's no way that paying bills and not having any money left over to really exist, that's not my portion. That's not my portion. And I feel like if that doesn't motivate you and inspire you to get out here and go make some money, make more money. See, the problem with us nowadays is not that we don't know how to make money. It's just that we need to make more money. Find ways to make more money. Stop making excuses. You need to be trying to be the president of the United States before you stop trying to find a new job. Listen, if you got to switch jobs every single 2 weeks, then that's what you got to do. May the best salary win. Thank you.
A lot of people are saying, why are people so angry right now? Why are people so upset? People are so miserable right now. I'm going to tell you why. Bro, outside costs $150 minimum. Just stepping out your house costs $150. Let me do the math for you. You got to get gas, right? Now, if you're in California, then I'm not in California. I was just out there a couple weeks ago. They gas like $6, $5, something like that. So if you got to put in a full tank, man, let's just say you got a car, bro, that's like $45, $50 minimum right there, just to get your tank on full. Then when you go out to eat at these places that have green grass on the wall and the food is probably mid at best, yeah, they're also going to charge you a leg and a foot for that as well. That's going to be another probably 30 to 20, somewhere between $25 to $40 if you want a really good solid meal. Then on top of that, rent prices for a decent neighborhood where you're not getting shot at or getting shot around, you're going to pay $1,500 for that. In most metro cities, at least in the South. I can't speak for California. I can't speak for New York. I can't speak for those other places. But at least in the South, you need to be paying probably about $1,500 in rent to feel somewhat safe. And oh, don't let me stop. Groceries. Let's start there. Groceries are extremely expensive right now. Extremely. Like, bro, I think I paid like $4 for eggs the other day ago. And I was like, bro, are we in the South? I'm like, bro, what's going on? The point is, the reason people are mad is because this economy is terrible, bro. That's why people are upset. Regular folks are barely surviving right now. That's the truth. People can get on Twitter and get on here and act like they're rich. They're broke. And they're living check to check just like most of America is right now. So that's why people are upset. They can't buy houses. You almost have to make probably about, if you're by yourself, you probably have to make probably in the South, again, I'm just using the South. If you want a decent home in a decent area, you're probably about to pay. You probably need to make about over 100, like 125,000 probably, to live in a decent home in America where you're not living check to check. That is why people are mad right now.
Now this has got to be a freaking typo, because $10 for a bag of apples? You have got to be kidding me.
I have a question for Californians. How do you live here? I'm in Los Angeles. The average house for half of the city is at least $1 million. If you own a house, are you telling me the average person is making $300K a year? If you're not owning a house and you are among the poorer side of society, how the fuck do you afford everything? If you cannot afford shit, why do you choose to still stay here? I don't know about you, I invest in houses in Central Virginia. You can live comfortably with $25K a year. 3 hours away from Washington DC, an hour away from Richmond. Yeah, the cost of living is so low that if you make 40 grand a year, which is laughable in California, you can save more than the average poor Californian, I guess. Now, I get the whole gist of going around in a t-shirt all year round. And to me, it's nuts because I just came from Washington DC where it's like minus 1,000,000 degrees and I need 5 different jackets. Guys, life is expensive here. Don't even get me started on taxes. Like, I like coming here to see my friends, having a house to stay. I will never come here for vacation because I'm Italian, guys. If I have to be to the beach, I've got to take a flight, go to Sardinia, live a rich man's life on a budget. Most of all, eat proper food instead of fast food. I don't know, like the life costs are so high that it takes the equivalent of a high salary in New York to live a pretty mediocre life. At this point, just move to Europe. I feel like life is way easier. By the way, if you want to get a house in Italy, I help out people. I'll release a little product soon where people can go through a whole team and get a house in Italy for sub 200K. Just say.
Hey, we live in central Illinois. Our electric rates just went up 50%. My nephew has a ranch home that's probably 1,000, 1,200 square feet, and his bill went from $260 to $560 in the last month. No difference in usage. The company just increased their rates 50%. So I'm curious if you have a similar home in a surrounding state, what you pay.
Man, I feel for people right now. All I got is $3.80 and I'm trying to find a snack or something to eat. It feels like I'm back to my broke days when I was like 18 and $3.80 went a lot farther then. But man, I can't find nothing at this grocery store that I want. Even eggs are more than $3.80. How are you guys making it? Like, this is insane. You know what I'm saying? I haven't felt this way in a long time. I can't even buy ketchup. I can't even buy ketchup. Like, yeah, we're supposed to live and thrive in this environment, I can't. Usually I don't look at prices, you know what I'm saying? I got my credit cards, I got cash on me, but I left everything at home, so I got this gift, $3.80. Wait, can I buy sriracha? I can't even buy sriracha. This is insane. How do people make it? I'm literally in shock right now. I guess I could buy some noodles and boil it in water without sauce, but okay. What the heck? Or I could buy salsa, but then I need chips. Oh my word, what the heck? This is insane. How do people make it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally shocked right now. I can't even, wait. I can't get almond milk. That's too much. I'm lactose free, I'm dairy. Oh man, this is getting depressing. This is getting very depressing right now. I'm done with this video. I can't take it. I can't take it.
I honestly have no idea what to do anymore. I'm sitting here, it's almost midnight. I've been scrolling for hours, just looking for jobs, like extra jobs. I work 2 jobs right now, and I feel like I can't even afford, what I'm trying to pay for. My rent's so expensive. I go to the grocery store today, I get bread, peanut butter, jelly, and milk, and it comes out to almost $18. $18 for sandwich ingredients without any protein and milk. My phone bill's expensive, gas is expensive, and I'm just like, man, I'm a 28-year-old. I'm out here in Oregon, and I honestly don't even know what to do. Something needs to change. Something must change very, very fast, or I honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to survive this. I've talked to many people. They're in the same boat. So I want to use this page as a place for people to come support each other and just, hopefully get through this together, because I know it's not just me. We're in this together. It's going to be okay. But we really got to ride this out together.
Can someone explain to me why medication costs the same as front row seat Beyonce tickets to every concert at every fucking tour stop? And before anybody hits me with but that's just the way the system is. No. That's just big pharma price gouging everyone like someone selling the last bottle of water at Coachella. That is until Medicare finally said, actually, no, babe, we're negotiating. Thanks to the 2022 prescription drug law. I know, shocking, this country actually passed something helpful. For the first time ever, Medicare can negotiate prices for certain high-cost prescription drugs. And starting in 2026, people on Medicare are projected to save billions of dollars out of pocket. As in, there's gonna be less of, do I pay my rent or refill my meds? And more of, wow, I can breathe and actually keep my lights on. And shocking to none, Big Pharma is pissed. These are the same companies charging Americans 4 to 8 times more than people in other countries pay. Did you know the company Merck charges Americans with cancer $206,000 a year for Keytruda, a drug that costs $80,000 in Germany and $42,000 in Japan? And now they filed multiple lawsuits to keep drug prices high for patients, all while spending $30 million in lobbying. Imagine being filthy rich and you sue to keep cancer drugs expensive. That's not just evil, that's diabolical and inhumane. And even if you're not on Medicare yet, you definitely love somebody who is. I've literally watched family members stress over whether they can afford to stay alive. The 2022 prescription drug law literally just means that more people can stay on their meds without having to play, which bill should I not pay this month? So yeah, this is a huge win for patients, and Big Pharma is doing everything they can to take it all back. If you're tired of paying luxury prices for medication, then pay attention to this fight. It is time to put an end to Big Pharma greed. It's actually ridiculous.
Guys, I want you to forget the headlines right now. The real crisis in America right now is the cost of living. Groceries are up, rent is up, gas, healthcare, insurance, everything costs more. The politicians keep telling us the economy is fine. It's fine. Meanwhile, working Americans are doing the math and falling behind. Inflation is crushing our families. Retirees and blue-collar workers, it's hitting them the hardest, guys. Why is the economy becoming the #1 political issue in the next election? I don't know. Trump says a strong leadership, energy dependence, and America's first economic policy can turn this around. Others say just be patient. Meanwhile, we don't have time to be patient, guys. But patient doesn't pay the bills. So what I want to hear from you, what's gotten more expensive for us this year? I don't know. Seems like everything. What do you think the economy is actually working for regular Americans, or do you think it's working against us? Drop your comments in the below, please, because I need to hear this from other people. Guys, we got to get this under control. It's hitting us all hard. At the pump, at the grocery store, it's hitting us everywhere.
And the reason why everything is so expensive is because y'all are paying for it. You all are paying for it. When I hear people saying that they're doing social experiments on us, like big consumers and brands, when they drop a new item or merch and it's $600 with a handprint on it, they're doing social experiments. We're so past social experiments, honey. We're on phase 16. One thing I have realized is a lot of people love to brag about how much they paid for something and not on how it looks or the actual experience. Everybody's like, oh yeah, I dropped this on this bag, or we dropped this weekend. We had so many bottles, we paid like $2,000. Y'all are not obsessed with the experience. You're obsessed with the cost of the experience, if that makes sense. And this is why you can never tell me that these people are not using social media to study us. Like, for real, like, they literally know y'all don't care about the experience. You just want to say that you spent this amount of money. Like, literally. Like, it's all a fantasy. It's like they're going to raise the price up knowing y'all aren't going to complain. Y'all are just going to brag about it because they're like, I can afford this, da-da-da-da-da-da, and everybody else is just going to tag along. It's just like a chain reaction of events that they know are going to take place. And this is why I will forever say social media messed us up due to the fact of nothing is enjoyable because you all want to uphold some image. You all want to, oh, I got this. Let a bitch live, bitch.